also back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Today is December the 6th, 2020. And on today's video, I am going to show you how I modify the Speed Feed 450 head that I use on my Echo 2620 trimmer to be able to run the .130 line from low noise. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the specs on the trimmer head itself say that it will run the 130 line. It's the biggest line you can run, but the low noise, it won't fit in there. It just doesn't. And so I'm going to show you how to do that next. All right, so normally here is your Speed Feed 450 head, and let me get this exactly the way that you would see it. All right, so these things are a lot more heavy duty than the Speed Feed 400s, and this cap is very hard to get off. Now the first thing that I did was I put a bolt and two large washers here, because if you do this, when you tap the cap and you're tapping against this bolt, this cap will probably last years and years and years. I've probably tapped this thing 1,000 times and the bolt is still in good shape. So the easiest way that I found to take off this 450 is just to, you can try to press this in with your hand and pull it out, but this cap is on here so tight. If you'll just take your thumb just to press that just the least little bit and take a little screwdriver and get it to where there's a little bit of a clearance right there, just flip it around, do the same over there on this side. And this is so much easier. You could use a key if you had that in your pocket. Okay, so here's the spring assembly and here's the bolt. I think this was a 3/8 bolt and just a lock nut. I drilled a hole through there, and I've got a large washer, a small washer, and the bolt head. I think this was a 1-inch bolt, but it works absolutely phenomenal. All right, so basically you pull this part out right here. All right, and there's gonna be, you're gonna see on here, if I can find it, there's an L. There's an L here. I guess that means it turns to the left, and then on this side there's an R. You gotta make sure that it comes with the L facing the ground, and that's what you wanna use if that's depending on which way your trimmer rotates. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I get a 5 30-seconds drill bit, and I very, very gently will run the drill bit through the hole right here. And this is, I think there may be some burrs or something from the factory in the hole, and you see it's not really pulling any material out, but it's probably opening it up just a couple thousandths. Okay, so once I do that, then I can take my 130 low noise line, and the regular, like the Gator low noise, or the Gator 130 line fits in here, but this fits in here with just a slight bit of drag like it's supposed to. I think because of the way this is twisted so much, that this probably measures a little bit bigger than 130.130. But if you'll do that, you will have no problems. Now, the other thing that I did was on the Speed Feed 400 head, there is an arrow that points to where you're supposed to line the loading eyelets up. And number one, because I've got this Edge It Pro on here, I wouldn't be able to see the arrow. Number two, it doesn't have an arrow. So I'm just going to put this back together. I'm going to make sure I've got the L, facing down, and it can only go on one way. There's a crossbar right there, and it fits in this slot. You just put that there, and then the cap, just line the tabs up. And And if you guys have one of these, you'll know it's quite a bit more difficult than the 400. So you have to smack it pretty hard like that. Okay, so what I did was I took a Dremel, and where the arrow would be here, I did that so it's very easy to find. And I'm just going to take, let's see, this is 3, 6, 9. Really, you can only put about, I'm going to say about 10, 11 feet of this in there because it's so thick. But I'll do this for you guys real quick. This is actually maybe a couple inches more than I need. But it operates the same. Whoops. See, I didn't, this thing is not all the way in there. I don't edit this stuff out so you can see the struggle is real. Please make sure that this cap is on there tight, because you don't want this cap to fly off. So anyway, we'll, it looks like it's good. See, right there probably would have been enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this now, because it's starting to get tight. So I always keep one of these in my pocket, and I'll just cut that, and it's a couple inches outside of this. Okay, one more click. It's about good, and that's it. So this setup right here, if you want to try a speed feed 450 head, this is a 2620T. This is the minimum power trimmer that I would even say to try a 450 head with this line. A 3020T, which is even more powerful than this, will easily spin this. And this trimmer easily can handle this. Now the other one that I have, if you had the SRM 225 or the 2320T, this will fit on there, but it just doesn't have enough power to spin it. It's the head speed, head RPMs are going to be so low that it's really going to not benefit you at all. But let's get this thing right here and fire it up. Now it's probably about 40 degrees out here, so. Tell you guys something. This trimmer is phenomenal. This thing starts up just about maximum of maybe, I'm gonna say the third pull. I don't care how cold it is. Warm, cold, it doesn't matter. This trimmer has always started up really fine. So I just started on the choke, flick it off, and that's it. You saw it bumbled once or twice there, and it's got 153.3 hours on it. And I use the Amsoil Sabre mix in here with ethanol free 90, I think it's 91 octane fuel. So let's see. Now when it's, I'm not going to put the choke on at all. The only downside to this trimmer, it's heavy. So I know Husqvarna makes a trimmer that is as powerful as this and a lot lighter, but I don't know if the Edgit Pro will fit on there. I think the speed feed head probably would, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this trimmer is plenty powerful. So just get you a drill bit, 5/32 drill bit in your drill, and do exactly what I showed you, and that low noise line will fit in there perfectly. It'll have the right amount of tension on it. It won't be too loose, and it will work very, very well. So I hope this was helpful, and get you a speed feed head, get you a 450 head if you've got the trimmer that'll do it, and you will be amazed at what that low noise line will do. Go back and look at my review where I did the trimmer line review, and yeah, that trimmer line right there, if they had it in a different sizes, they only make it in that size, that diameter, but I would use it in everything, because that stuff is the most durable, most long lasting, and it cuts beautifully. It really does. You would think a big line wouldn't cut so good, but it cuts phenomenal. And that spool right there will last me literally several weeks. I keep a measure of this stuff in my pocket so I can refill it. But yeah, this has been in my pocket for, well, at least 3 weeks. And I'm telling you guys that you will not be disappointed with this line. This stuff is unbelievable. Anyway, if you want to try it, give it a try. Go look at my review. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video.